Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Thursday, September 4. In Squiz Kids Today, driverless cars on the horizon. It's AFL footy finals time. Squiz-E heads for the clouds, and Molly, our new world surf champ. That's what's making news, kids style.
The Lowdown.
Okay, I want you to close your eyes for a second. Well, not you, Mum and Dad, if you're driving, but the rest of you, I want you to imagine what the roads and cars of tomorrow might look like. Because we all spend a lot of time in cars and on the roads. It's a big part of all of our lives. Now, when you closed your eyes, did you imagine flying taxis or driverless cars? Because in the next couple of weeks, we'll be taking a little hop into the future as Australia's first self-driving cars take to the streets. So, what's a self-driving car? It's pretty much what it sounds like. A car that can operate without a human hanging onto the steering wheel or operating the brake and accelerator. A popular car brand is expected to press send on the software update to its electrical vehicles, which will mean that in the next few weeks, those cars will be able to drive themselves. Now, this particular version of a self-driving car requires someone to be in the driver's seat and watching the road at all times, in case they need to intervene and take control of the vehicle. But in cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco and Austin in the United States, there are fully driverless taxis already operating. You simply order the taxi using an app on your phone, punch in your destination, and the taxi without a driver shows up to collect you, drives you through the traffic to deliver you where you want to go. And there are plans for these fully driverless taxis to operate here in Australia one day, with the federal government looking at changing rules to allow them to roll out on our roads from as early as next year. Imagine having a driverless car drop you off to school. How cool!
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in the waters off Fiji, where Aussie surfer Molly Picklum has just been crowned the best women's surfer in the world. The 22-year-old from the New South Wales Central Coast overcame a nasty bout of the flu to soldier on to surf some incredible waves to beat the best surfers in the world to claim the title this week. It elevates Molly to the heights of longtime Aussie world champ Stephanie Gilmore, who won 8 straight Women's World Surfing Championships from 2015 until 2022. Molly revealed after the competition on Tuesday that she was as sick as a dog going into it, and she wasn't sure she was going to be able to surf. But she dug deep, found those reserves of grit that champions seemed to possess, and she pulled off a stunning surfing session to impress the judges and claim the trophy. Molly P, Squiz Kids salutes you.
Sport time.
Hold on to your supporters' scarves and crack out the footy franks, people. It's footy finals time, with the first games of the AFL finals season kicking off tonight. All eyes will be on the Adelaide Oval tonight as the Crows take on the Pies in the first finals game, with minor premiers Adelaide hoping to show the same form that's gotten them to the top of the leader at season's end to topple Collingwood. Tomorrow we'll see the clash of the felines when the Cats take on the Lions at the MCG in a game that many commentators say could well be the matchup that we're going to see in the grand final at the end of the month. Then on Saturday it's the GWS Giants versus the Hawthorn Hawks in Sydney. The Giants have won the last 9 out of 10 games that they've played. Can they make it 10 out of 11? And the weekend will wrap up in Perth, where Fremantle will be hoping the home ground advantage is enough to give them the edge over first-time finalists, the Gold Coast Suns. Oh, and while we're here, did you notice how I used the word versus as a noun? Now, I know you lot love it, but it's not technically proper English to use verse as a verb. As in, when you say, this weekend we're going to verse the Tigers, that's not correct English. Well, someone has to keep up standards around here.
News hounds.
Every Thursday, Squiz-E the Newshound sticks his head into Squiz Kids HQ to report back on fishy things he's sniffed out on the internet. And today, he's most upset because there he was enjoying a lovely afternoon in the park in Brisbane recently when his day was ruined by some truly silly disinformation online. Now, if you live in Brizzy, you might remember a couple of weeks back there was a most incredible cloud formation in the sky. Called undulatus cloud formation, the clouds appeared like great big fluffy tubes marching out in a patterned formation as far as the eye could see. Except some silly trickster on Instagram posted a photo of the cloud formation and made the baseless claim that they weren't clouds but were a special sort of aerosol COVID vaccine that had been spread across the sky by the government. This, my friends, is what we call a conspiracy theory, and they've been around forever, and they're always spread by people who are trying to create fear and confusion by making up lies. And now, with social media, it's much easier for them to do it. But as newshounds, you all know how important it is to stop, think, and check before believing everything we see online, especially the things we see on social media. And if your school hasn't yet joined the thousands across the country who have taken advantage of Squiz Kids' very own, very free media literacy program Newshounds, head on over to squizkids.com.au to check it out now. And a special shout out to Prospect Primary School in Adelaide, where I'll be heading next Thursday with South Australia's Education Minister Mr. Blair Boyer to see Newshounds in action in the classroom. Cannot wait to meet you all.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. In waters of which nearby tropical island country did Molly Picklum pick up her World Championship title this week? Did you say Fiji? You would be correct. Question number 2. Which AFL team from Queensland is in the finals for the first time ever? Well done if you said the Gold Coast Suns. Question number 3. What's the word kids often say instead of versus that really gets my goat? Yep, that's right, it's verse. It's just not right, people.
Shout-outs.
It's Thursday, September 4. Today is International Taekwondo Day, in the event that's your chosen sport. It's also Beyoncé's birthday, so HB Queen Bey, and on this day, 132 years ago, an English kids author called Beatrix Potter published a story called Peter Rabbit to entertain a 5-year-old boy that she knew. Little did she know it would go on to become the entertainment juggernaut that it is now. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Aaron from Forest Lake, Zoe from Templestowe, Kada from Petrie, George from Kangaroo Lake, Jack from Bowden, Lucas from Tennyson Point, Aidan from Gyra, Amalia from Curry Curry, Tankar from Heidelberg West, and Harry, who's listening all the way over there in Whitianga, New Zealand. Classroom shout-outs also go to Class 5K with Miss Klemke at Coringal Public School in Wagga Wagga, all the Grade 5 classes and teachers at John Henry Primary School in Pakenham, Class 5G and Ms Gunson from St Ives Primary School, Class 5C with Ms Ozelins at Patrick's Road State School in Ferny Hills, and Year 4 Blue with Miss B at Mount St Patrick Primary School in Murwillumbah. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow with the Kids versus Adults weekly news quiz. Your chance to prove who's been paying the most attention to the week that just was. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.